Get back!
On September 1st, 2025, a chilling video appeared on YouTube from a creator known as Northern Lights. The footage was recorded by a man named Felix back in 2018, somewhere deep inside Nunavik, the remote northern tip of Quebec. Nunavik is famous as the homeland of the Inuit, but as this video reveals, the land also hides something far more terrifying lurking in the darkness. Felix was on a trip, spending the night alone inside a small wooden cabin when he was jolted awake at around 1:30 a.m. by something he would never forget. Watch this.
Tekohan igramusi. Man, ubenet teko. Oh, teko arga. Kal.
Onko vielä on himaan jamma?
Mungale. Kal.
Suvi.
Sia.
Sama aja.
Uningattor ja kapio. Uningasi varkku yakt.
The recording cuts in suddenly, showing an enormous polar bear pressed right against the window, its paws firmly on the glass. It's obvious the creature wants inside, likely searching for food. Felix tries to whisper calmly, but you can hear the fear in every shaky breath. After a tense few minutes, the bear finally drifts away into the night. But the horror was far from over. Moments later, another polar bear, this one even bigger, circles the cabin. You can see its massive outline moving around the walls, sniffing and pacing with slow, deliberate steps. A thin wooden barrier is the only thing protecting Felix from a full-blown predator, and he knows it. His voice trembles, the tension almost unbearable as the giant creature stalks just inches away. After what feels like an eternity, the bear eventually wanders off, leaving Felix unharmed. Still, the encounter is haunting. Being trapped in the middle of nowhere with one of the world's most dangerous animals brushing against your shelter. That kind of fear stays with you forever. A group of swimmers were relaxing in the water when an unexpected visitor slipped into view. Cutting through the lake with almost no disturbance, a huge reptile drifted silently just under the surface. Then, without warning, its head rose from the water only a few feet away from them. The moment had the kind of eerie tension you'd expect in a horror movie, like a haunting presence emerging from the deep. What makes the clip even stranger is how calm everyone remained. Many viewers assumed it had to be a dangerous saltwater crocodile, but one sharp-eyed commenter pointed out that it was actually an American crocodile, usually less aggressive than the notorious Australian or Southeast Asian species. Even so, with a creature that powerful lurking that close, the encounter felt like a brush with something terrifying and almost supernatural. It was November 16th, 2024 when Sir Ronster, known on YouTube for wild electric bike rides and deep underground expeditions, uploaded a video unlike anything they'd ever filmed. What started as another casual ride through abandoned tunnels quickly slipped into something far more unsettling. Something that felt almost supernatural.
I was not going to post this video. Something happened that I cannot explain. It was caught on camera, and if I wasn't there, I would think the video's fake. That's why I didn't want to post it. But here we are. Strap in, and trust me, what you're about to see is 100% real.
Just gonna all turn on your talkies.
Roger, Roger.
10-4, I'm here to get loud.
How you feeling?
Dude, I'm feeling great. It's such a beautiful day. I'm totally against spray painting, but I think here it's okay. Haha.
314, we're gonna need a spear check in. Jerry, how you doing back there? We need a report instantly. Let's go.
You realizing we're out of range now?
The host begins with an admission. He nearly deleted the footage. Something happened inside that passage, something he still can't fully explain. The crew gathers their equipment, coordinating over walkies as they head toward the far end of an old underground corridor rumored to hold graffiti untouched for over 70 years. As they push deeper, the space tightens, the heat rises, and the air grows heavy. Excitement slowly fades into a creeping sense of dread. The ceiling dips low, the echoes from their engines distort into strange, unnatural patterns. They pause long enough to leave their mark on the wet concrete before moving even farther into the dark. Then, their walkie signal dies. The realization chills them instantly. They're completely isolated. Only dripping water and thick silence remain. Tension builds with every step. Nearly 5 miles in, they stop to rest. That's when the host hears it.
We need a report instantly. Let's go.
Are you realizing we're out of range now? We turned back to meet up with the other guys and all stopped to have a drink. I didn't want to stop. I felt pretty anxious being 5 miles deep in an underground tunnel with only one way in and one way out. I took my helmet off and stopped recording, and after about 10 minutes while one of us was talking and the rest of us were quietly listening, I heard 2 clear voices coming from the direction we just turned back from. So I immediately put my helmet back on, powered on the GoPro, and hit record. But it turned out later that my clip never recorded, and that's only the very beginning of where it gets really difficult to explain things. Thankfully, Tonka was recording. His YouTube channel is What's Good America 1, and that's the angle we're looking at right now. So at this point, I had heard 2 male voices and told everyone to be quiet. I pointed my flashlight down the tunnel and see nothing. We all hear nothing. Then in the opposite direction, a loud noise, the first noise we heard the entire hour plus we spent in the tunnel, startles all of us. All a little freaked out, we literally run out of the tunnel. It was a very long ride back out before this happened. We continued having a good time before calling it a day. And you're probably thinking, that's it? You heard a loud noise? No. Here's where it gets really creepy and hard to explain. Later that night, Tonka sends me a text. Bro, I think I caught ghost audio. Bro, look at this. He attaches a clip and says, it sounds like it was said right into my mic as if someone was whispering it into my ear. And I know it wasn't me because I was trying to listen for sounds. I'm about to play the clip and I need to know down below, what do you think?
Remember when we thought we heard something, bro? Listen. This is when he went to check it. Did you hear that? That was not me, bro. I didn't make that sound. Bro.
To me, it sounds like someone whispering Lula directly into the mic. At first, I thought maybe Tonka whispered under his breath, but let's remember where his mic is. Here I have the same exact microphone that Tonka was using. It was right here, so when you're talking normally, it can hear you. That was why you had it there. But if you're whispering, you can't hear it. In the same way, if you're whispering here, you would have had to been here to say Lula. I listened to it 100 times with my girlfriend that night, and we agree it kind of sounds like me, but this audio is directly off Tonka's camera, and I was not even close to whisper distance from his mic. Like I said at the beginning, I wouldn't believe this if I wasn't there.
2 male voices, faint, but unmistakably real, drifting in from the direction they came. He grabs his GoPro, powers it on, but the camera refuses to record anything. Moments later, a loud metallic crash erupts from the opposite end of the tunnel, sending the entire group running toward the exit. The fun is gone. Only fear and confusion remain. Later that night, Tonka, one of the riders, reviews his footage and finds something disturbing. A whisper near his mic softly says, "What sounds like Lula." The host demonstrates that the mic was too far from anyone's mouth for a joke or prank, ruling out human interference. 2 voices, a dead camera, and a whisper far too close to be natural. Each could be random, but together they point to something far stranger, something bordering on a haunting or paranormal activity. Was it just interference? Echoes twisting in the dark? Or did something living or not living inside that tunnel want to speak? The host doesn't claim to know. He only knows the fear he felt was real, and as the video ends, he admits one thing. If he hadn't lived it himself, he'd think the whole thing was fake. That's it for tonight. What moment creeped you out the most? Let me know in the comments down below. On July 2023, the action-adventure twins set out to explore a cave system not far from their hometown. For them, this kind of trip is nothing unusual. Underground exploration is what they do best. But in this video, something unfolds that none of them were mentally prepared for. At first, everything seems normal. They enter the cave with a few friends, moving deeper into the twisting passages. But after a while, the twins decide to separate and explore different parts of the system.
Okay. I gotta go through this. These
These are the types of things I've been going through. Keep going now. Wow. That was bad. That's like a long straight hole. It's echoing. Why do I keep thinking I'm gonna run into a bear or something? I really should have brought more batteries. One of my headlamps is dead. All I have is this tiny headlamp left. Who is Bloodstone on the wall? Oh my gosh. It splits in two.
One of the brothers ends up completely alone, pushing farther into the cold, water-filled tunnels. Eventually, he reaches a fork, left or right. He goes left, but only a few seconds later, everything takes a terrifying turn.
I gotta go explore this. I'm going upstream. Well, I mean, just keeps going. Oh. What the heck? Oh my god. What the hell? I won't get out of it, just doing it. You gotta get out of here.
Out of nowhere, his last remaining headlamp flickers once, then dies, plunging him into total darkness and icy water. You can hear the fear hidden in his voice as he tries to stay calm. But panic sits just beneath every word. With no light, no visibility, and no idea what's around him. The only thing he can rely on now is the sense of touch guiding him through the blackness.
Oh my gosh, this is stupid. I'm screwed. Hey! Dude, I'm coming, my headlight died. I got like my small one left. Yo, I am happy to hear y'all's voice. It just kept going, man. Hold up, I gotta go through an ear dipper. I don't even know if I'm going the right way. Am I going the right way? I just had to make sure I was going the right way. Hold on, I can't hear anything. I got water in my ears. Oh my god. Yeah, I can see the light. It's great.
Move towards the light.
I am so cold.
Is it water now?
It's water the entire way.
Is that low battle?
Yeah, like hands and knees crawling the entire time.
Did you hear us yelling back to you?
No. Dude, could you hear me yelling?
No, dude. We were starting to freak out a little bit, man. We were like...
It was crazy. Okay.
After what feels like an eternity of creeping through tight, suffocating passageways, he finally manages to feel his way back to the others. He escapes. But honestly, imagine what could have happened if he hadn't kept his cool. May 7th, 2025. Hidden far inside the thick pine woods surrounding Bear Lake in Itasca County, northern Minnesota, Kenny and his dog Toby ease their camper into a quiet, tucked-away clearing. His channel, Kenny of All Trades, usually centers on simple living RV survival and camping through any weather. Skills he's learned from wandering places most people never bother to explore. Yet even here, with calm waters and endless trees reflecting that peace, something unsettling creeps beneath the surface. Kenny isn't sure if he ever fully winterized the camper before the freeze. One wrong valve could mean a burst line, a soaked floor, and a ruined trip. Out here, even a small mistake can feel like the start of a haunting.
I can't remember if I winterized this camper last fall or not. I may have just opened up the low water drains like a month before freeze up, and we just rode with it all winter long. We're going to find out today. I'm going to show you where Toby and I brought you as soon as we get the water going. This is the part that makes me nervous. The pump is running. I don't hear anything. Look under the cupboards. Well, nothing's leaking under here. That's a good sign. Well, those connections look good and dry. And we're still dry in here too. Good deal. Pump just shut off. I totally dodged a bullet on this one. Let's see if it works. It's getting there. The strange thing is the water pump is not kicking on, and we're running low on pressure. Let's see what happens in the bathroom. Good pressure there. Let's try this one more time. It's a little bit better. There we go. And the trap is dry. All right, let's get to it.
He flips the switch for the pump. A low hum whispers through the silence, then cuts out. Nothing. The stillness settles over him again. No leaks, at least for now. When morning fades into early afternoon, Kenny and Toby wander the forest around them. He looks over the county's posted rules. The usual kind meant to keep campsites safe from trouble or unexpected visitors, human or supernatural.
This spot is maintained by the county, and they do have a couple of rules here, but I think that the rules actually make for a lot more enjoyable experience, and they're simple to follow. No reservations, it's first come, first serve, no more than one group here. And then it's limited to no more than 10 people. And they design the sites for just 2 sleeping units, so you can only have 2 campers up here. The last rule I see get broken often, and it's just that they don't want you to be blocking the boat landing with your camper. It's possible that someone's going to come in here, still try and land a boat.
No reservations needed. 1 group per site, 2 campers max, and the boat ramp must stay clear at all times. They spend the next few hours clearing rusted cans, shattered bottles, even an old car starter half buried under layers of pine needles. Why do we always find car parts? He jokes, but his laugh quickly dies into the eerie quiet of Bear Lake. As the sun dips low, the sound of tires crunching on gravel breaks the dead calm. A white van rolls in, towing a small boat behind it.
Well, this one was a first for me. I just got done cleaning up that campsite, and a van pulls in. He's got a boat in tow. He rolls his window down and says, "Hey, do you mind if I set up a tent next to your camper?" Normally, that doesn't happen. But I noticed he's got a couple of kids in the back. They probably want to do some fishing, so how am I supposed to say no to that? These campsites are getting full. This afternoon on the way up here, I had to put up the drone and use that to scout some of the spots that I've pinned on Google Maps, and everything's full. He did grab the fire pit, brought it over by the tent, so we're probably going to do some cooking on the solo stove tonight. That's all right. I've been camping thousands of times. Those kids, probably only camping dozens of times. Toby and I, me and you, we're still going to have a relaxing evening.
Kenny nods politely. Children sit in the back seats. The family settles in beside his site. Later that night, his Ozark smokeless stove burns bright. Embers glowing as Toby curls near his boots. Kenny fries country sausages while watching the last trace of daylight fade over the glassy lake. He mentions maybe moving to a different spot tomorrow. Something quieter, maybe better for fishing. By morning, he's packed and headed toward an old campsite near a narrow bridge, a place he hasn't visited in years. But halfway there, the check engine light flickers on. The truck starts losing power.
My fuel light came on probably 2 miles ago. I mean, I should definitely have enough fuel in the tank. The problem is that this road is a really steep downhill angle, and I've got a sump in the fuel tank, so there's just no fuel to draw. I'm back on kind of level surface right now, so I'm going to try and prime my fuel system. I hope I don't have to prime the filters and everything, but we'll see if we can't get this thing going. What a day. All right, so I removed the intake, try and pump this bleeder up. This screw is stuck. Of course it's stuck. Okay, let's see if we can do anything here. All right, the aftermarket fuel pump is on. Let's see if we can bleed the system this way. I'm not even hearing any gurgling coming out of there. What in the world? Give me a little bit of pressure. Just nothing. I really need to crack this screw though. I don't have a big enough screwdriver. Maybe I'll just cross my fingers and crank it over again. There we go. I think we got it. Except I'm covered in diesel. Get up there now. Come on. Okay. Let's see how many miles I got. Oh, stop it. What does it tell me? How many miles do I have till empty? Fuel range, 66 miles. Now it's just got to get air out of the line. All right, it's running. Let's get to the bottom of this hill so that way I can speed bomb it up to the top, get to the gas station. Holy bucket.
Kenny steers to the shoulder, gripping the wheel. No cell service, no one around. A moment later, the engine dies altogether. Out of diesel, stuck on a steep hill, under the harsh midday sun, he works on the fuel system, bleeding air from the line until his hands are slick with diesel. The motor finally coughs back to life. What a day, he mutters, exhausted. Maybe it's fatigue, his body still recovering from shoulder surgery. Or maybe the string of problems isn't random at all. The broken parts, the odd van, the stalling engine, they feel like subtle warnings he keeps brushing off, signs of something supernatural watching from the tree line. When the engine settles, Kenny ends with his usual words. Be kind. Be honest. We'll see you down the road. But Toby doesn't budge. The dog stares toward the dark woods, ears raised. The wind dies. Even the truck seems to hesitate. And in that breathless stillness, it feels like something unseen had been waiting for him to leave.